been so long now since I've been bleeding. I know I'm not right anymore, but I'm tired of this night. I'm tired of always missing pieces. Rip it off, won't you show me how you hurt so well? 'Cause I need you to be well. We change roles along the way. What's correct, I expect, I don't know. It happened for so long now. I know I'm not right anymore, but I need you to know. I need to see these missing pieces. Oh, rip it off if you want it back. Tell me now if you feel something real. Oh, rip it off, won't you show me how you hurt so well? 'Cause I need you to be well. Rip it off, won't you show me how you hurt so well? 'Cause I need you to be well. Yeah, you need it. We don't find the reason you wanna be all you were back then. If only we knew. Rip it off if you want it back. Tell me now if you feel something real. Rip it off, won't you show me how you hurt so well? 'Cause I need you to be well. Rip it off, won't you show me how you hurt so well? 'Cause I need you to be well. You know who you are, not what you could be here. 'Cause I need you to be well. We know who we are, not what we could be. 'Cause I need you to be well. Take your words back home, but back away nice and slow. Feel the ebb and flow. Please get sucked out to sea. I wonder where you are, 'cause you know I take these things kinda extra hard. This back and forth will take me anywhere I need to be. I can't need you anymore. You're out there, you're on your own, and I can't need you anymore. They say all good things must end, but it's been too long since I've seen one again. It's over now, you played your role, now it's time to dissipate. I may not get very far, let's be honest, I will never be a star. But holding on, take me anywhere I need to be. Take a good look and flow, but please get sucked out to sea. Just let you go. Turn around again. Laugh at yourself. It's not half as bad as you thought it was. It's not an epic that you live. We can dress it up in red if that's how you want it. But you'd rather get out tonight. We'll still hold you back from the edge. Don't watch this fool. Don't waste your money on another broken renegade. Do it now, act faster and lie to yourself. Never heavy with the consequence you're running from. Never think about the way it was. We can dress it up in red if that's how you want it. But you'd rather get out.
Welcome, race fans from around the globe. Here they come, out of turn 4, to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Good evening, sim racing fans. Welcome to coverage of the 2021 season number 2 North-South Racing League ARCA Series, presented by 5-Star Realty Group, J&G Hardwood Flooring, Kelly's Custom Engraving, and Track Time Entertainment. Tonight we bring you coverage of round number 10 live from the Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Harold Darter for One to Go Studios. We're glad you've joined us tonight. The guys are out on the raceway now, getting in their qualifying laps. 2 laps for qualifying to set the grid for tonight. I believe I checked 20 cars out on the grid for tonight's race. So they'll all get in to the feature 125 laps at Richmond Raceway for the 5-Star Realty Group ARCA Series. We have drivers out on the raceway currently putting down lap times. So the 5-Star Realty Group Virginia is for Lovers 125. 125 laps of this 3/4 mile racetrack located in Richmond, Virginia. So this will be a north track. We'll be looking for south drivers to try to get that extra $25 cash by winning the race tonight. So keep an eye on the sponsor tab on the right side during the racing. Standings. Standings for the ARCA Championship on your screen there. Johnson, Grosser, Sweating, Barrett Jr., Rich, Dula, Johnson, Hoffler, Holman, and Nelms. Being that is your top 10 for the championship points for the 5-Star Realty Group ARCA Series. As right now, Matt Dula is leading the charts. And check out the weather. 83 on the air, 89 in the track temp, 64 degrees humidity with the mostly cloudy skies, looking like rain showers in the area. Lucky for us, iRacing can't rain just yet. Winds are out of the west at 7 miles an hour. And that was your weather for the Virginia's for Lovers 125, presented by Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. Check them out for any traveling needs that you may have. Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. Thomas Stewart still on the racetrack. Currently in the 7th spot. Matt Dula checking in by sharing out the One to Go Studios Facebook Live feed. Jared Apel coming out on the raceway here. This is number 10. We'll be heading out to Indianapolis Motor Speedway Oval next week. Adam Gable in his 12 ride. They have 3 sets of tires total, so 2 in the pits, 1 on their car. 125 laps for the feature. Jonathan Cross. Ryan Johnson won last week's Milwaukee Mile for the Tiny Horse 125. North leads the South by 110 points. Hard Charger Award will be presented by Track Time Entertainment. The award is earned by a driver who gained the most positions in the race, and a picture of their car is taken and posted onto the Facebook page with its own write-up to highlight their accomplishment. Not only has Track Time Entertainment picked up the weekly Hard Charger, but they are offering our drivers a discount as well. Track Time Entertainment is located in Texas and builds custom driving simulators with a personal touch. Rigs are fully customizable with color options and utilize 80/20 US extruded aluminum. These rigs offer a wide range of adjustability as well as different options for wheels, shifters, keyboards, and the possibilities are endless. If you could dream it, Track Time Entertainment can build it for you. Looks like we're getting almost done here with our qualifying laps. Inversion up to 10 drivers. And that'll be the end of qualification. But let's check the results for out of qualifying. So Dula was the fastest driver, followed by Grosser, Luke Smith, JD Rich, Jared Apel, Cross, Witkowski, Stewart, Mathis, and Loveridge. Somewhere on this top 10 will be the inversion split, and they could be inverted all the way to putting Shane Loveridge on the pole tonight. As they begun their 5 minutes of warm-up. That we are going to invert to 10. Presenting sponsor for the ARCA series is 5-Star Realty Group. 5-Star Realty Group is located on the Emerald Coast in beautiful Panama City, Florida. 5-Star Realty Group has years of experience in residential properties, investment opportunities, vacation rentals, and commercial properties, and looks forward to helping you with all your real estate needs. There's our practice or warm-up times on the board there. with less than 3 minutes left in practice. Kathy Joe checking in on Facebook. Good luck to all of our drivers. We're looking off of the flag stand at Richmond. All right, should be here gritting momentarily, and we're finishing up warm-ups. All right, starting grid for tonight. Shane Lovers will be on the inside of row number 1. Outside him is Jeff Mathis. Row 2 inside, Thomas Stewart. Outside, Joe Witoski. Jonathan Cross and Jared Apel, row 3. Row number 4, J.D. Rich and Luke Smith. Row 5, Justin Grosser and Matt Dula. Row number 6, Justin White and Ryan Johnson. George Schultz and Kurt Sager are in row 7. Row number 8, Adam Gable and Josh Nelms. James Grimm and Travis Hoffler in row 9. And row 10, the 19th spot rolling up is Marshall Johnson. So we have 19 cars getting ready to do battle here at Richmond Raceway here in Richmond, Virginia for the Virginia is for Lovers 125. So Ryan Johnson will start at the back of this pack since he won last week. Anyone who got 14 X's will also go back. Right now I'm looking at the one racer of Ryan Johnson going to the rear of the field. Lights are off on the pace car as we get ready to go green flag racing here at Richmond. The next time by, see that pace car take the left-hand turn and we'll get ready to race. All right, Shane Loveridge has control of the green flag up in the air. We get ready to go green flag racing with 72 off to the start of turn number 1. He's currently the race leader. Outside him, Jeff Mathis in the number 8. Lap 1 almost completed here. Shane Loveridge crosses the starting line. Caution is out. You can see JD Rich and a group of guys here. Ooh, 64 and a 24. And then a bunch of people behind him. So look, that started at the 64. Thomas Stewart. See if I can back that up for you. We're looking at the inside the second row and the outside there. It looks like that's where the contact was made in the front in the second row. We're watching the replay here. The 64 caught the apron and came up into the 24. Calamity ensued. The driver's coming down pit lane. Shane Loveridge came off from the top spot. So he's giving up the lead to Jeff Mathis and Jared Apel. Is on the 64. Get ready to go back to green flag racing here. As number 8 of Jeff Mathis jumps to the lead. It's like Justin Grosser now on the high side around the 8 relatively easily. Justin Grosser, the fastest time. He takes the commanding system right around the top there. Yeah, these guys towards the back were having a little bit of their issues early on. And Justin Grosser brings it back to the north control. You see the blue there. And ouch, yes, that's right, Cat. There's a lot of hits going on early. We're working lap number 9. This is number 20 of Travis Hoffler, who has a 0-1 of Josh Nelms underneath him. Tiny Horse has moved his way up to the 7th spot. Josh Nelms and Travis Hotler. Jared April now the fastest car in the 51, 22.6. On board at number 40, Kurt Saggart, as he's behind Josh Nelms at 0-1. 6.5 seconds behind race leader Justin Grosser on lap 11 of the 125. And that golden hour here in Richmond as the sun is setting. So the track will start to cool off. At number 12 right there of Adam Gable. Currently in the 5th spot as he's looking at the back of George Schultz. And Robin checking in for Tiny Horse right there. Getting underneath the 88 ride of Justin White. So move up Johnson to the 6th spot. He started in the rear and has moved all the way up into 6th, just outside the top 5. Here, Matt Dula currently in the 8th spot. A lot of these drivers got caught in that lap 1 tangle up between the 3rd and 4th place cars. Luke Smith in that 39, right there behind Josh Nelms, or no, that'd be Jonathan Cross in the 10. We're gonna hear a Matt Dula in the 8th spot behind Justin White. Working lap 16. 17 to 88, that is for the 7th spot, as we're on board with Dula. Moved up to George Schultz in the 77 as he made his way, take a way around Adam Gable. And that lap car of James Grimm that they went around. And then MGD 76. 77 is sliding off of turn number 2 onto the backstretch. And Dula's moved up to the 7th spot around Justin White as he's looking to get closer to the number 3 of Ryan Johnson. Jonathan Cross now looking underneath of Justin White. And the race controllers, I haven't already said this, has said the 64 was responsible for that contact made early in the race and was issued the EOL at the start of this segment. On board with the 88 is the 10 of Jonathan Cross, in front of his nose. 88 and the 39 of Luke Smith now The 88. 39 there. Look at the 76. Was a lap car down. So the 39 going to try to get on the inside of the 88. Easy, guys. 3 wide doesn't work well when the tires are not participating. The 39 of Justin White, or Luke Smith, passed Justin White to get into 9th spot. Marshall Johnson, the 33, behind the 10th position 88 school car of Justin White. Looks like JD Rich is coming out of pit lane. He's scored 19 laps down with 8.5 seconds on pit lane. Ryan Johnson trying to catch up to George Schultz in the 77. As he's now moved into the top 5 positions. We're here on board with Luke Smith, the number 39. As he's looking on to, that's JD Rich and Matt Dula in front of him. Not Matt, JD Rich and Jonathan Cross in front of him, sorry. Justin Grosser continues to lead this event, followed by Jared Aples, the 2 North drivers in the 1-2 spots, followed by the 2 South drivers of Mathis and Schultz. Then North driver Ryan Johnson, who is our points leader. Apel and Grosser, your top 2 drivers. You see the 51 and the 38 making their way down the front stretch and across the stripe to end lap 26. And the 2 here, 2.5 seconds in front of Jeff Mathis. And Ryan Johnson has now moved up to the 4th spot. Looks like Joe Witowski has put the car in the trailer. So we only have 18 drivers currently racing, 16 on the lead lap. See Ryan now making that move underneath the 8. This is for the 3rd spot. And Ryan gets around the 8 fairly easily as he sets his sights on Jared Apel and Justin Grosser, with about 2.8 seconds in front of him, as he has moved from the last car to the 3rd position in 30 laps. Matt Dula working on the 77 is Schultz for 5th. As Dula's on the inside and the 77's on the midline, off and to the stripe we go. Too close to call on that lap. So Matt Dula has the advantage coming off to the backstretch as he slides up in front of the 77, moving him into the 5th spot. on with Dula as he's trying to catch Jeff Mathis, who's about a half a second in front of him. That's that 8 ride as they're working on James Grimm in front of them. And right in front of that car is the number 3 tie-dye of Ryan Johnson. Grosser and Apel continue to be almost 3 seconds over the rest of the field as we complete lap 34 of the 125. '77 sliding out of turn 2. He's able to keep it together. He's got the 12 of Adam Gable now getting around him. He's moving out. 7 JD Rich around as well. Front 2, Grosser and Apel. And they're within a car length of one another, sliding into the backstretch. 15 cars on the lead lap. These are the front 2. That's Travis Hoffler in front of them in the 20. So 4 North drivers in the top 5. Jeff Mathis, the first South driver, in 5th. He has help in George Schultz in 7th and Justin White in 10th. So only 3 of the top 10 are South drivers, with the front 4 being North drivers. Bill Cooper giving a shout out to Matt Dula as we're getting around Travis Hoffler here to put him a lap down. Both drivers sliding up to the top of the raceway before they enter in turn 3. Now we have 14 cars on the lead lap as we're completing lap 41 of the 125. So about a third of the way done for tonight. Kathy cheering on the North drivers. And they're on board with Jared Apel as he's right there behind Justin Grosser as these two continue to push their way through the field. Next car in front of them is Thomas Stewart in the 64. As Ryan Johnson has cut into the lead now to 1.6 seconds when it was in just about 2.5 seconds. So he's got about a second off of that lead as he's tearing through the field. Ryan Johnson in that number 3. You see him there. It's just smooth sailing, and these guys tangle up with some lap cars. You could see Ryan Johnson getting up to the lead. As there's these guys about a car length off of one another, that's Grosser and Apel, as we've now finished 45 laps. Oh no, Jared Apel into the wall, coming off of turn number 2. Got that car really squirrely and up into the outside retaining wall. And it looks like it hasn't done much damage to his car. He hit that car fairly well into the outside retaining wall. It's Josh Nelms behind them. Currently being scored 4 laps down. And Ryan Johnson within 1.2 seconds. So he's about caught up to the draft of these two. As we see Apel and Grosser now doing battle like just a few laps ago. So Apel slide up the corner off of 2 and into the outside retaining wall. Now we see him on the inside fighting for the top spot with Grosser. So side by side to the backstretch. Grosser mid to high line with Apel down low. And Ryan Johnson is getting bigger in their rear view windows. Maybe that's why he's trying to push. The 0-1 was around in turn number 4. He's keeping it under the apron. I wonder if they keep it green here. Nope, caution is out. It looks like Josh Nelms was the one who went for that crazy little ride there. Let's try to see if we can get that caught back up for you. Looking at Josh Nelms here. He's coming off of turn number 4. He just come a little bit lower than he wanted to there in turn 2. He's watching the 2. These guys entering turn number 3. Grabs the yellow right there, that apron just enough, locks him up. It then snaps the car around, and because he's slow re-entering the surface, the yellow is put out. Oh, and he spins around. That does not help. So 51 laps down, put away just shy of halfway through. I start seeing a lot of these guys come down pit lane, and here we are, pit lane busy. And race control just confirming that the 0-1 is going to get the EOL based on causing the caution. See all the guys on pit lane. No one staying out, everybody coming down. With the number 20 of Travis Hoffler. He's going to have to put himself back behind a few people here. So Grosser keeps it in the top spot with now Ryan Johnson directly behind him. A little bit of damage, I believe, on the right front of Tiny Horse Johnson. Ever so slightly. And a little bit too far down for the 0-1 as he grabbed the yellow paint, which can cause these cars to slip and slide. But he'll be going back to the end of the line here. And we'll have about 70 laps left when we go back to green flag. So the cars that stayed out are going to give the wave around. That's going to put Grosser and Johnson in the 1-2 spots. Looks like Grosser is elected to take the outside line. Four North drivers, and then Mathis and Schultz, 5th and 6th. Race is in the hands of the 38. We're coming off of turn number 4. Back to the green flag. Out it comes. Turn number 1 is Justin Grosser. Lap 56 of 125 now. There's a 12 sliding around in front of the 8. And the 88 up in the air. Justin White. He's upside down. You're on board here with the number 88 behind the 77. See the 12 up into the retaining wall in front of the number 8, comes back up the track, the 88. And he takes a hit from behind, and up and over we go. And Justin White's ride. What a ride we just went on. Watching the 77 and the 8 here. See the 12 cutting across the track in front of the 8. Schultz gets around, but tags the outside retaining wall. And we're under caution again. J&G Hardwood Flooring presents the race recap. From the Virginia is for Lovers 125. Justin Grosser, your fastest car and race leader, as we're on our 3rd caution. We had 19 drivers start the race, 18 still out there, with 14 on the lead lap. J&G Hardwood Flooring is a small family-owned business which is started in 2005, located in Christiana, Tennessee, and serves all of Middle Tennessee. Owners Josh and Brandon Klaczynski have a combined 35 years of experience to serve all of your flooring needs. From new construction, remodels, or even small repairs. For estimates and scheduling, call 615-904-2218. And then that's being assessed to the number 12 of Adam Gable, so he will be back to the rear at the restart. Next week, we're going to Indianapolis to take on the Brickyard on the oval circuit for week 11 for the ARCA series. That'll be our second, so we have 3 races, and so Indianapolis, Rockingham, and then the final night at South Boston for Sobo will end it for these guys on July the 15th. Get ready to go back to green flag racing here. So the green and the cross flags will be coming out as we take the green flag to start us back up halfway through tonight's race. Grosser and Johnson, as Grosser gets a good jump into turn number 1. Matt Dula moving up to the second spot in front of Ryan Johnson in the 77 of George Schultz and Luke Smith. So George Schultz, the only South driver in the top 5. Around goes the 40. We have another caution coming out here. So going back to the replay, we're looking at that 40 of Kurt Sager. It's that apron again, and the 51 right into the back of the 40. Oh, and then the 12 hits him. Not good. The 40 hitting double tapped after hitting the apron. So under caution again here. And this is on board with race leader Justin Grosser behind the pace car, 38. Kelly's Custom Engraving is a locally owned and operated business located in Beulahville, North Carolina, specializing in custom engraving of wood, leather, glass, acrylic, and many more materials. Be sure to like and follow their Facebook page to view all of their amazing products and place your order. They are our on-board sponsor for tonight. That's Kelly's Custom Engraving. They also provide the Showdown plaques, which are our extended races that are 4 times per season. And they're going to put this into single file for the restart. And Matt Dula will be starting off at second with Ryan Johnson third, Schultz and Smith. Jared Apel on the 51 was assessed the start of that caution, and so he will be going back to the rear of this line as he is the last car on the lead lap. He's also in danger of the 14X incident point removal. So he's at 12 points. Pretty much any kind of contact here on out, he will be banished from the raceway, as we're still under caution. He's the only driver in danger right at the moment. And some drivers have elected to come down pit lane for servicing. Jared Apel is on pit lane. He's the only one currently on pit lane, except for the 12 of Adam Gable, which he's going to be on there for a while with the hit that he just took. So Apel in the pits currently as we're on the back stretch here. Pace car has the lights off, so 1 lap to green flag racing. And we are going to be taking off again in single file. And Justin Grosser takes the green flag. He gets a big jump over Dula and Johnson, with Schultz and Luke Smith chasing. There's Luke Smith and George Schultz fighting for fourth. The three of Marshall Johnson there, as he has Jonathan Cross behind him. You're watching Jonathan Cross catching up to Marshall Johnson. They're going to go 4 ways from Luke Smith back to Cross. And at 33 of Marshall Johnson trying to get around 37 of George Schultz to get into the top 5, as now Mathis has moved in. As Cross is now moving back as the 33 of Marshall Johnson slides up in front of him. Battle for 6 pretty heated until now we're looking for the top 5 position in the 5th spot of George Schultz is on board with Marshall Johnson. He takes evasive action to take the high side around the 77. 77 sliding off of turn 4. $50 laps to go in the Virginia is for Lovers 125 here at Richmond Raceway at sunset tonight at Richmond. 50 laps left. And only 12 drivers on the lead lap. On board here are Jonathan Cross. Jeff Mathis here is behind Cross. So the 10 and the 8 doing battle for 7th. For Thomas Stewart, currently in the 9th spot. Looking on the Cross and Mathis, and that's for 7th. So 7 through 9 all together with JD Rich with them. JD Rich is 19 laps down in the 18th spot. The 88 of Justin White has disconnected. And the 12 of Adam Gable still on pit lane after 8.5 minutes. On board with Thomas Stewart in the Miller's draft car. Or Miller High Life car, I should say. Now they spread out quite a bit here. The race for 7th, about the closest race on the tracks. We're sitting with these guys. We're on board with Stewart in the 64. It looks like turn 4 has been the culprit of a lot of these cautions today. People grabbing that yellow line down low, probably putting a little gas in there and spinning themselves around. So we need to let these guys come about a half a groove off of that line and hopefully help out and save some tire for the end of the race. 40 laps left for tonight. Well, there's Cross and Stewart, Mathis. Shane Loveridge has moved his way up as well. He's in the 11th spot. And genuine draft car looks like one of his tires up in the air, and that's James Grimm. His right tire's not even touching the ground. That right front tire. And Shane Loveridge in the 72 in the 11th spot. It's Jared Aples right behind him in the 51. Back to the 64 in the 9th spot. Working lap 90, so once we cross here, it'll be 35 laps left in tonight's race. Number 12 of Adam Gable back out on the racetrack. So there's Apel underneath the 64. We'll move Jared up to the 10th spot as he's gotten around Loveridge and the 64. Number 12, Adam Gable on the high side, just putting in the laps, trying to get some points out of tonight's race. And JD Rich with him. It's JD Rich up to the 16th spot, 19 laps down. Race leader continues to be Justin Grosser with Dula right behind him, and Ryan Johnson, the top 3 on a breakaway here. So 3 North drivers, basically 1, 2, and 3, tucked behind one another, putting down some laps. 30 laps to go. On board with Tiny Horse. Looking in the back of Dula's 17. And they have an advantage over Luke Smith by 2.8 seconds. And then the first South driver, which is Marshall Johnson, in fifth, is 7.8 seconds off the leaders. Less than 30 laps left as we're watching Dula looking underneath Grosser. Grosser closed the door on that lap. As they're looking for go time now. As the 17 dives under the 38. Justin Grosser blinks out for a second. We're on board with Dula. Looking lap 98 of the 125. As Grosser, Dula, Johnson pacing the field here. And not even a car length between any of the top three drivers as Justin Grosser almost hits the outside retaining wall. See the swaying back and forth of the 38 as Dula's looking on his inside entering turn number 1. We're in lap 100 of the 125. 20% left in tonight's race. 2 drivers have disconnected. The other 17 still racing with 12 drivers on the lead lap. Shane Lover's the last car on the lead lap. As you're watching the battle for the top spot between Grosser, Dula, and Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson was last week's winner. He's been as high today as second, but started from the tail end of this race grid tonight. And had to move his way all the way up. .102 of the 125 as they're getting around Grimm. It's staying up to the high side as you see Dula and Johnson trying to figure out which one of those guys has got enough muscle to catch up with Grosser. Ryan Johnson all over the back of Matt Dula. And we're completing 104, so 21 laps left. As they cross the stripe here. Grosser, Dula, Johnson, top 3. As it looks like Johnson trying to get underneath the 17 of Matt Dula to take over the second spot as we have less than 10 and 20 laps to go here. Johnson side by side with Dula to the backstretch off of turn number 2. Dula coming down on the nose over the 3 backs out. So the 38, the 17, and the 3. Single file again into the backstretch, onto the front stretch. On board right now with Dula, as Dula's looking under the 38. Working that throttle, not going to get to him just yet. As the 3 of Tiny Horse Johnson looking for an opportunity to get around the 17 on the high side. Ends up tucking underneath and taking up the draft. Coming into turn number 1 now at the end of 107. The top three continue to be Grosser, Dula, Johnson. Everywhere else seems pretty fairly spread out. Luke Smith about 3 seconds behind this group. On board with Grosser leading the way, entering turn 3 and 4. Side-by-side battle in his rearview mirror between the 3 and the 17. Johnson and Dula doing battle behind him. And George Schultz, or actually Luke Smith back by 2.9 behind all of this. As Johnson's trying to get there so he could challenge Grosser. As he's now in the second spot. As you can see how these ARCA cars slide underneath the car directly in front of him, making it very difficult to bump draft these cars without putting the other car up in the air. 38 on the outside, Ryan Johnson down low. Looks like the pass on lap 112 is being initiated by the number 3 of Tiny Horse Johnson, who would love to go back-to-back in the ARCA series as he won last week at the Milwaukee Mile. That being said, I might be incorrect about this race tonight. I believe this would be a south track, so the money up for the north tonight. Yeah, I had to ask them, but based on their previous, the Virginia should be in the north. As Ryan Johnson is your new race leader. The North driver is definitely commanding this race. And Ryan's trying to go back-to-back from Milwaukee to Richmond. Ryan Johnson starting to stretch out his lead to about 0.8. 10 to go here. It would take an awful lot for Luke Smith to get up here, as he's 3.5 seconds off of the race leader, as Ryan Johnson's starting to pull away as he's catching up to James Grimm in that 15th place 76 car, an MGD car. On board, as you see what looks in front of Tiny Horse, you see the 3 cars that are in front of him there in the distance. So Ryan Johnson followed his time to get in front of these guys, and he's stretching out as he comes across here. As we come off the back stretch, he'll be crossing the stripe. We'll be getting the 5 to go signal as we're riding on top of the roof cam here. As he comes to the flag man, he gets the 5 to go signal. Got Nelms and Loveridge in front of him. And Loveridge is the last car on the lead lap. And directly in front of him is Marshall Johnson. So the three underneath the 0-1 of Nelms, who's several laps down. The next two are on the tail end of the lead lap with 4 laps to go. This Tiny Horse goes underneath the 72. And Ryan Johnson sticks Loveridge in between him and Grosser. He's got 2 cars between him and Grosser. As he's now about a second in the lead at 3 laps to go. With 3 trying to get around at 33 so that he can run the line he wants to here. As now he is down a lap. So 10 cars on the lead lap. 2 to go. The sticks were out to Tiny Horse Johnson. He's going to come around. He's going to catch the white flag here. And white flag in the air. 1 to go. Final lap. 1 to go from 1 to go Studios as he gets around here into the back stretch. Coming off of turn number 4 to the flag stand, and he crosses. He's the winner. Ryan Johnson, back-to-back races for the ARCA series, making it look easy. We'll get the rest of the results in here. Ryan Johnson, winner Dula Grosser, then Luke Smith, Jared Apel, top 5 to the north. Then George Schultz, Jeff Mathis, Jonathan Cross, Travis Hoffler, Thomas Stewart, your top 10. And Marshall Johnson, Loveridge, Sager, Nelms, Grimm, JD Rich, Adam Gable, Justin White, and Joe Witowski. That would be your 11 through 19 here at Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia, for the 5-Star Realty Group ARCA Series. Virginia's for Lovers 125. You see the 3 giving him the show here, burning them down for us. He's going to do the reverse back up there. We'll try to get everybody back together again as I pull everybody into our system here. All right, gonna start getting some of these guys in here for interviews. I think we have everybody. We'll go with Justin Grosser. Justin Grosser, you're in the booth, Herald Man, at 38 Speedco machine, top 3 for tonight here at Richmond.
Yeah, it was an okay run. Just lacked a little speed there at the end. I guess I just wasn't very good on the long run. It's pretty frustrating. I'd love to know what the 3 cars found over the last. He's always been fast, but the last 3 or 4 months he's taken it to another level, and no one has anything for him. So even when you think you got him covered, you know, it was like 13 to go. Suddenly he just drives by us with ease. So I don't know. You gotta go do some homework for next season, I guess.
He definitely showed it early since he started from the back of the field, moved his way up. It looked like he was content to sit behind you and Dula, you know, as you guys were, you know, in one long line. And I think he was conserving those tires. And like you said, towards the end, he just drove by and didn't look back.
Yeah, the guy just doesn't make mistakes. He's don't know what to say. He just doesn't mess up, and it's pretty hard to pretty hard to beat someone that never makes a mistake and has that much speed.
Yep, you got a top 3 for tonight. Those good points run for you guys. I believe you were the fastest car on the racetrack for got the fast lap for tonight. I believe that is correct. You did get the fast lap tonight.
Yeah, it don't really mean shit when the 3 car runs you. You know, that was 24 points back. You know, finishing third to him. That doesn't. That's not a good points night. So, oh well. I'm gonna miss next week anyway. So it is what it is. I guess a lot of the top front runners, the heavy hitters, have stopped showing up. So it's. I mean, it pretty much all but seals it for the 3 car.
All right, Justin, you want to thank for your top 3, man?
Yeah, 5-Star Realty Group, Want to Go Studios, Track Time Entertainment, J&G Hardwood, all the drivers that come out, all the admins, a lot of hard work, and yeah, we'll enjoy not racing next Thursday and focus on some other stuff, and I'll be back for the finale, I guess.
All right, we'll talk to Justin Grosser in 2 weeks on Thursday. So I guess that would be trying to make sure I got the right track here. I know we're going to Indy next week, so you'll be back with us for the Rockingham, my favorite track.
Yeah, it'll be a good show. I don't know, maybe we can make Ryan start a lap down there.
All right, talk to Justin Grosser in a little while. All right, gonna go talk to Mr. Matt Dula. Good night for him. Matt Dula, man, second place for you tonight behind that 3 car. The 3 of you guys were just stretching out amongst everybody else.
Yeah, it was a good battle. I'm really happy to have Ricker on the hood again here, and the Ricker Chevrolet did really well today. And I want to be happy, I want to be happy that we put on a good show for 5-Star Realty Group and J&G Hardwood Flooring, Track Time Entertainment, Kelly's Custom Engraving, and of course, the Want to Go Studios. And I appreciate you broadcasting. But man, happiness is hard to come by right now with finishing second. Man, I felt like I should have been maybe a bit more aggressive with Grosser going into the corners there, on the build up, maybe with 20 laps to go. I should have maybe just tried to bump him, but so worried about getting an EOL if I spin him because the track's so loose that I felt like the risk reward was kind of off. So had to settle for second again. I want to again appreciate Grosser and Ryan running so clean. It's always good company to keep if you're running up against those guys for the win. But oh man, I need to get one of these wins one of these days. I didn't even get to lead a lap today, so I'm disappointed in myself. I could have done better. But overall, it was a good night.
Yeah, good night. So before we let you go, man, sponsors. Who you think there's a bunch of them, but is there anyone else you left out before we let you go? Going to Indianapolis next week with the ARCA cars.
Yeah, man, I'm excited about Indy. I'll have Ricker back on the hood, of course. I ran my white scheme today. I'm not sure if anybody saw it. I looked at the broadcast. It looks like I'm running all black on your broadcast, but trying to alternate home and away, north and south. So I'll be back in the black car next week. Ricker Trucking, Buffs Tire, powered by Sundrop tonight. I love Sundrop, and it's hard to get here in Ohio, so I have to ship it in. So that gave me the energy that I needed to compete.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a good night. Just I need to get one more position soon.
Just so you guys, those of you guys, that you brought that up with Trading Paints, with Trading Paints Pro, if your paint schemes are that close to one another, they will not override somebody who like a broadcaster like me unless we know about it, and then we can delete your car and make it freshly restore. But if it doesn't, it doesn't always work. That's an issue. So if you do notice that during like warm-ups or something, just give me a text or something. Hey, check my car, and I'll delete it out of my file and try to pull it new.
10-4 sounds good. I'll remember that next time.
All right, appreciate it. And just give me a heads up, and I'll make sure I try to get the right one.
Sounds good. Absolutely. Appreciate you putting this on.
All right. That's Matt Dula, the second place race car for tonight in that Ricker Trucking. And we'll see him next week as well. And then we'll go to Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson, our race winner. And Ryan, you're in the booth, man. Gonna get you a seat here, I think.
Yeah, I gotta break it in then, I guess, right?
I don't know how breaking it in. I think you broke it in quite a bit already. I mean, what is it? Let's see here. Let me go to my standing sheet again. You have 4 wins out of 9 starts, is what I'm seeing. Well, actually, after drop weeks, I guess is taken, correct?
Oh yeah. I think this is week 10 out of 13, but yeah, drop week it would only show 9.
Right. So almost half of your shows for ARCA have developed into a checkered flag. So I think it's already pretty 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 broke in already.
Yeah, I didn't realize we had that many already. It it doesn't seem like it. I mean, every week, we got to work for it. Um, Tonight was a hell of a battle with me, Matt, and Justin. My heart was pumping when I got that run under Matt, and I didn't realize it, but I think I was going into one. I rolled the center pretty good, and I didn't realize I was going to get under Justin that quickly, and my heart was pumping. I was like, "Oh, just don't screw up, don't screw up." I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a good finish. Don't screw up."
Yeah, so since May 20th, which was race number 6, you have won all but one of them, and that was the Talladega race.
Talladega's a crapshoot. I mean, that's anybody's race.
Yeah, but that in ARCA, you've been turning it on since the 20th. So you won at Lucas, you won at WeatherTech, you won at the Mile, and tonight here at Richmond.
Those are Laguna. I was surprised by Lucas Oil. I thought we were going to have a good run there. Milwaukee, I knew we were going to have a good run. Tonight, I wasn't really sure. We got caught up in some stuff last season when we were here, but yeah, tonight they went pretty good for us.
Well, back-to-back wins, though, in this league is not an easy feat since you started in the back and had to work your way up to the front through traffic. And the very first caution on the first lap was the second row. So that doesn't help. So everybody was in full evasion mode coming into the strife for the complete lap 1.
Oh yeah, I saw smoke and I started slowing down, and I was looking in my mirror, making sure nobody was going to run me over, and just kind of waited for the seas to part, and they did quick enough, luckily.
All right, so who you think for this flag, your 4th of the season?
All the admins at NSRL, they put on an amazing show. Our sponsors, Kelly's Custom Engraving, J&G Hardwood, Check Time Entertainment, 5 Star Realty Group, Tez Motorsports, you guys up in the booth for broadcast, and love going back and watching them. My family, friends, everybody tuning in, and all the drivers that make this happen. It's another good show tonight. I think we only had maybe like three cautions, I think.
I can pull that up here in a second. Our summary was you were the winner, of course. 4 cautions for 19 laps, 19 drivers, and Justin Grosser had the fastest lap of the race.
Oh man, I guess the caution's right on the nail. We were talking to TeamSpeak before the race, and they're like taking guess. I was like, 4.
All right, so you're the winner of tonight's 5-Star Realty Group ARCA Series. Virginia is for Lovers 125 here at Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. Thought we were going every other race, so this is kind of confusing to me because we were in Milwaukee, it would be north, so they're counting Virginia as a south track?
I believe so.
Okay, so I was thinking it was the other way around. I knew North Carolina was south, but I didn't think Virginia was, so maybe I'm wrong. But so that would be an extra $25 as well, and the North taking top 5, all 5 positions tonight.
Yeah, we were pretty good. We've been missing some people lately. I don't know where all the fast south guys have gone, or not all of them, but missing some of the notables.
Yep.
So.
All right, so we'll see you next week in Indianapolis for the ARCA Series.
Yes, sir. Thanks, buddy.
All right. All right, and the hard charger for tonight, Ryan Johnson as well. Wow, who would have thought, huh? So the number 3 gets that as well, but I don't think that's actually going to be correct because they put him in 12th. I don't think that's right. So I believe that will go to, let's try to see here. Biggest movers. Travis Hoffler, I think, may actually be the one because Johnson. Oh, no, he may be. I'd have to let them make that decision because I was thinking that maybe the EOL would have caused him to move, but he was actually on qualification. He qualified in 12th. So, yeah, Tiny Horse Johnson, probably a hard charger for tonight as well. So, they did a pretty good job with that. And make sure we got everybody taken care of tonight. That was our hard charger. In our top 5 there for the 5-Star Realty Group. And as I said, we're going on to Indianapolis next week for the Oval. And Kathy Joe saying goodnight. Yes, and I'm about to say goodnight for everybody else. So for Wendigo Studios, I'm Harold Darner. We'll see you in the next turn next week, Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Oval. What an exciting race brought to you by Wendigo Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Thank you to all our sponsors, drivers, and viewers. We'll see you.